I used to be a very broke pastor. And that would hurt me because my wife one time told me, you know what, when you have a lot of faith for healing and deliverance. I've never seen a man like you who believes God can heal and all that.
Yeah.
But how come you don't have faith when it comes to provision and money?
Mm.
Those words struck me.
Yeah.
Now, for her, she was just saying a statement. You at home.
Yeah.
I pondered on those words. I said, man, God, help me. How can I be a man of God? I'm struggling to take my kids to a school that my wife wanted us to go.
Yeah.
But my wife has just said something powerful.
Yeah.
There's something wrong.
Mm.
So what happened? I told myself, because I'm educated, I'm a coach, I understand the things, but I don't understand money.
Yeah.
I knew where the problem was.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I grew up in an environment where the words around money were negative.
Mm. Money doesn't...
money is not important. You just get to education. After getting education, I have a master's for crying out loud, but I'm still as broke as hell.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay. Then, God in his own wisdom, I looked for mentors.
Right.
And I sat under their feet. And these are people I used to pastor.
Yeah.
The humility.
Yeah.
I can tell you for almost a year,
yeah,
all they did was to speak words.
My goodness.
All they did was to speak words. They'll tell you, business is very easy.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Pastor, the easiest thing to do is to business is to make money. Money is the easiest. Let's do here that statement. Hey, what?
Yeah.
Now, Pastor, for you, what you do is very difficult. Healing the sick, delivering, those are difficult things. Making money is the easy. Now, they continued. They just continued.
Yeah.
Saying, it is easy. It is easy. I said,
that's the voice of Coach Andrew Kimuli, better known as Pastor Andrew Kimuli, who is a professional certified coach and organizational behavior expert with over 10 years experience. He is currently the CEO of Alpha Lead Limited, a company that passionately helps organizations to become healthy and customer-centric. His mission is to empower people to unleash their potential. He has consulted with organizations in the sphere of organizational behavior, that is organizational health, governance, customer experience, customer excellence, and leadership. He has over 500 hours of paid executive coaching with many executives. He's certified as a coach under the International Coaching Federation as a professional certified coach, PCC. He holds an advanced professional coach certification and transformative coach certification with Coach Masters Academy in Singapore. He is a member of the ICF and a lead pastor at Encounter Church. Andrew holds a Master's of Arts in Organizational Leadership and Management bachelor's degree in mathematics and computer science, diploma in transformational leaders, BAS in theology, and a 7 Habits trainer certification. He plays an advisory role to many companies in Uganda on governance, leadership, development, and organizational health. He is a husband and a father of 2 daughters. I sat down with him in his living room and he just unleashed nugget after nugget as we were conversing about the subject of encouragement. You will be blessed with this one. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
Life Signatures episodes are brought to you by AfricanBooks.com, which is an online ebook platform that seeks to broadcast the African Christian voice to the world. As such, they have become a hub for African content, connecting African writers and publishers with a global reading audience. Publishing your books on their site is free and easy, with authors having full control over their content and the price they choose to sell at it. I was personally blown away by the concept that AfricanBooks.com is coming up with. Things like no content from their site or their app is going to be run on laptops so that people can easily copy. In other words, your content as a writer is restricted from digital multiplication or digital copying, so you remain intact with your information. And the other concept that I got so blown away with was the fact that in some time to come, in due course, AfricanBooks.com will be starting to announce African Writer of the Year. In other words, there will be competitions in all African countries to figure out who is the best published author. And I also fell in love with the fact that countries can actually compete against each other. We can have African authors going at it after each other, and your book as an author will be reviewed and have some stars and recommended upon that particular platform. The thing is that it's an answer to Amazon.com. You know, with Amazon, what happens? You've got to have an account in the Americas or whatever, or in Europe before you can get paid as an author. But here, the local currency is in play and the local means of getting paid are in play. So to get started, go to AfricanBooks.com as an author or as a publisher, and even as a reader if you wanted to read your African favorite authors. Enjoy. Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whatever place it is you're tuned on to Life Signatures Radio. Being a Wednesday, you know what we do. We bring a conversation that espouses the ideas of purpose, productivity, or resilience. And I get to interview, I get to have a conversation with people that are exuding those. And today, given that we are doing in this month, we're talking about the subject of encouragement. I made a small journey to meet with an encourager, and we're going to listen to him and going to find out what we can be able to learn from his life of encouragement and why encouragement is important. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well.
Yes.
Good to see you, Lawrence. Thank you for coming.
Good to see you too. So the idea here is to talk about encouragement, and you are an encourager.
Yeah.
We've introduced you to these guys in the introduction. And, they know who you are and they know your profile. What they don't know is, for you, where did it start?
I think for me, encouragement started when I was a young man.
Yeah.
And I didn't have encouragement from my father.
Right.
So I grew up dad was around, and he's around.
Yeah.
But that every time he would come out of the house, we would all be scattering. So I realized that there was inadequacy. Those good words that come through, I didn't experience that. So that's when I started a journey of, you know what, I can do the complete opposite. So
you needed that encouragement, but it didn't come through.
It didn't come through.
You felt you needed it.
Yeah.
Could you say it's a need for a human?
I think it's inherent.
Yeah.
That's how God created us. Because being a pastor and a businessman, the scriptures remind us, the Proverbs says that a good word makes someone merry. It makes them what? Happy. We were all created for encouragement. All of us.
Yeah.
I tell people that Paul in scripture, the person that many of us know, whether you're Christian, it's like David and Goliath.
Yeah.
Did you know that Barnabas is called the son of encouragement?
Yes.
And it's only through Barnabas that Paul was able to be accepted.
And stay in the initial stages.
Yes, when he had just begun.
Yeah. He needed an encourager.
He needed an encourager, not the one who is chasing demons, not the one who is who is well accomplished. No, he needed an encourager. We all need someone to encourage us.
Yeah.
The way I needed my dad to encourage me is the way all of us need. It's inherent.
So let me flip it, because you've brought it from a very powerful angle, the angle of childhood.
Yes.
Growing.
Yes.
It's kind of like you're telling us that we all, as much as we all need encouragement, you're actually kind of saying that we all need to encourage others.
Absolutely.
Because your father needed to automatically be an encourager to you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we are looking at, when we talk about encouragement, in the industry of encouragement, people talk about motivational speakers, coaches, mentors, and you're all that stuff.
Yes.
But then, these guys are normally focused on the adults.
Yes.
But you started from the angle of kids.
Yes.
So who encourages the kids?
So one of the things is I build men.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about men. I've been building them for the last 6 years.
Right.
And one of the reasons I do that, because men have been bashed for years.
Yeah.
But you see, as a child, the first hero you have is who?
Your father.
Your father.
Yeah, he can do anything.
Yes, he's the Superman. He's the guy you're thinking, man, this is my hero.
Yeah. And imagine your hero coming and telling you you're great.
Wow. You can do it.
Yeah.
My son, the results were not good today, but I know it's within you.
Yeah.
It's what I do with my daughters today.
I feel it already.
You feel, man, I can take on the world.
Yeah.
So the greatest encouragement should be coming from dads.
Yeah.
Because dads hold authority. There's something about the word and authority.
Yeah.
When a person of authority speaks something and says, man, Lawrence, you are amazing. I can tell you that word will never leave your spirit.
Yeah, it's kind of like a creative word.
It is.
It makes the invisible become visible.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's why the scripture says that in the mouth, in the tongue, there lies power to create and to destroy. And those who love it will eat its fruit.
Yeah.
Meaning whatever word you speak produces what? Fruit.
Yeah.
So if a dad as these young kids, you speak life to them.
Yeah.
Then they become teenagers, you speak life to them. One of the reasons why teenagers rebel, because there's no word to tell them you're good. There's no word that tells them you can make it. There's no
so they go out there to try and prove something.
Of course.
Because they're looking for word.
They're looking for a word.
You guys.
Someone who will tell them, hey, you're a young man, you've been created for greatness.
Yeah.
They've never heard it.
My goodness.
All they hear is you're a failure.
Yeah.
All they hear is from people of authority.
Yeah.
Because if a father is not there, so what happens is whenever you come in for chiboko. Not for a good word.
Yeah.
So they go out. Our daughters go out to look for what? A word.
My goodness. And they get the word, by the way.
They get the word.
They get the word, and it might not be in the right context.
Absolutely.
And the word that they get easily leads them astray. So you're telling me that one of the silent epidemics we're experiencing in the world today is lack of encouragement in young people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No one believes in them.
Yeah.
When I look at the political situation, and I will not go into details of that, the young people are following leaders.
Yeah.
But what are they looking for?
Words.
It's a word.
Yeah.
Someone to tell them that the mess you're in, you can rise out of it.
Yeah.
Someone to tell them, by the way, the future is better.
Yeah.
Because everyone is telling them it's doomed. We're just in the economic situation, which is not good, a lot of inflation. And everyone is saying, man, we are finished. No, we are not.
Yeah.
We've been in worse situations.
Yeah.
We're not finished.
We're not dead.
We're not dead. Right. We have what to eat. Yeah. But also tomorrow will be better.
Yeah.
Last week I was speaking to some executives, and I was telling them, for me, no matter what will happen, whether fuel goes to 10,000 and all that, I will drive a car.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it in a bragging way. I'm simply speaking what? Positive words of what? Yeah. Encouragement. Yeah. I'm trying to make them start. Have you ever thought about it this way?
Yeah.
Because words shape the future.
Even unspoken words.
Yep.
Because when you talked about fuel going to 10,000, I'm thinking, speaking to myself.
Yeah.
If I sit back and just think, man, I need to stop driving, I'm not speaking a future word there.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I need to be positive about it.
Absolutely.
I don't know how it's gonna be like, but I need to be positive.
Yes.
If I am negative, it's basically like I am painting the same word.
Yes.
The negative word.
Yes. Now, the science, as for us, the coach, it's even amazing, Lawrence. The science is, we call it positive psychology.
Right.
Great writings that have been written there.
Right.
Every time someone, we call it walking in the negative framework.
Yeah.
Every time someone says a word that is negative, your mind shrinks.
Oh. Yeah. Literally.
You stop functioning and being creative. You stop thinking. Because, and it can be proven. If you say, you know what, I'm finished, what will happen? You stop thinking. You give up. So what is your mind doing? It's shrinking.
There's someone, I forget her name. I think I remember her name. She's called Marsha Weeder. She's the CEO of Dream University.
Yeah.
She introduced me to a particular phrase or particular term. She calls it apoptosis. She says that whenever there is this negative impact or the negative feeling in the mind that you are not needed, it actually sends signals to the rest of the body that they are not needed, and it starts shutting down.
Yes, disease.
That's what you see when people who have retired,
they die.
And they don't have
absolutely
hope. It's like when you send someone home to retire. Yes. I mean, you told them you're no longer
useless,
and the mind starts working the same way that word has come.
Yes,
they start shutting down and shutting down and shutting down.
Yes.
And if you do research, you find that few years after someone has retired, they're gone.
No, they will die. They will die because the mind is a powerful. Even now, God is an amazing creator. Yeah. Even now, science is still marveled at the mind.
Yeah.
So when we speak good words, positive words, the mind opens up.
Right.
Because if I say, man, whether the fuel gets to a 10K, I'm going to drive. So what my mind is going to do,
start looking for possibilities.
Hallelujah. You've said it. You start looking.
Yeah.
You start saying, okay, I think, what can I do to
increase my capacity so that I can be able to pay the 10K?
Thank you.
But if you do the opposite, it's also true.
Yeah.
If you say, I'm not going to be driving, the mind is not being given fodder or seed to work with.
Yes.
It starts shutting down.
It shuts down.
It accepts. It actually acknowledges that,
absolutely.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yes.
Let's shut down. Let's shut shop and...
Yeah. And words are so powerful. Words attract the people around you.
Yes.
So the words you speak will attract the same people around you. So look around the people around you. They speak the same language.
So if you're a negative guy, all the guys around you are negative.
And you're all shutting down. And then now
So you become like chronic complainers. Guys are gathering around to say, oh, this government, this church leader, this mother, this father.
Yes, this wife of mine. My children are bad.
You guy.
And those are the people you create. Now, this is the challenge with that. Because for us in the world we live in of people, you are the total sum of the people around you.
Yeah, average.
You are the average of that.
Yeah.
So what is happening is this. Because you have attracted such people, you stagnate. Because you're negative. The words around you are not positive. No one wants to. So you stagnate. So you're wondering, you know what? How come I'm not growing? Lawrence, I know you've seen such people. You studied with them. You've been in the same schools. You have the opportunity. But somehow in the last 10 years, you've all gone different ways.
Yeah, you can't even have the same conversation anymore.
Words.
Yeah.
Those words of encouragement. So the words of encouragement are absolutely powerful.
It's a need. We can actually say it's a need.
It is a need.
Yeah.
Even Jesus needed it.
Yeah, there you go.
That is my son, in whom I'm what? I'm well
pleased.
Why would the Creator need words? But even when the world was being created in Genesis, words.
Three things, Pastor Andrew.
Yes, sir.
One, if we look still back at the setup of the family, because I didn't plan to talk about the family, it came up, and we're gonna follow that route.
Yeah.
Three things.
Yes.
One, it is the abdication of speaking the word.
Yes.
You're providing. You're a good father.
Yes.
You're a good mother. You're providing.
Yes.
I mean, you're paying school fees and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But if you don't speak the word,
yes,
there's a problem.
There is.
Secondly, there is now the complete opposite. When you speak the word,
yes,
but you're speaking negatively.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
There is an impact to that.
Absolutely.
And then finally, there is the positive.
Yes.
You speak the word. And you're providing and all that stuff, and maybe even if you're not providing, but you're speaking the word, you are creating a future for a child.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So our listeners, all of us have the capacity to encourage.
Yep.
All of us have the responsibility, let me use the word responsibility, to encourage those ones within our families. That one is just something that came up, and let me leave it to go. So what was your trajectory as there was no encouragement in your family? You started looking for it and so on. How did you end up being a pastor? Is being a pastor something that you wanted to do? And how did you end up being a certified coach? How did you end up, I'm asking very many questions, how did you end up being what was your trajectory? You're still in the ministry of encouragement through and through.
Yes.
But how did you move from lack of encouragement to being an encourager?
So for me, what happened was I joined a church, and that was KPC then, Watoto. Then joined that. I found men who started encouraging me, who started telling me, "Man, you can do it. There's more in you." They started saying, "You're a leader." I'm thinking, what? You mean I'm a leader? I'm a leader? So you are. Then you start hearing things of, you don't need a title to be a leader. I said, what? I was waiting for one. You know? So people came around me and started encouraging me and giving me materials. Have you read this? Have you read Maxwell? Our days, that was the guy. So then you go for camps and all that. So my mind started shifting. I said, okay, I can do this. I went to university. My first degree is in computer science, math. I was now a leader there, a fellowship leader. Now you see the mandate has started coming on me. So I also started encouraging other people. Automatically. Now I started praying. You see, prayer is not negative. Did you realize that?
By the way, there you go. I've never had a negative prayer.
Thank you. So you are always speaking, oh God, I love you. I do this. I'm praying for Lawrence. Do for him what? This. Then I started being taught that be other focused, not you. Selfish,
self-centered. Yeah.
I said, that's a good one. That if you want to succeed in life, always focus on others, not about you. That's what our Christ is all about. So I started being other focused. Now, you can't be other focused if you're speaking negative things.
Of course.
Soon I leave university, I go work, I even worked for World Vision and all that, end up in church again, and then I'm serving.
Yeah.
And all that I'm doing is encouraging people.
Yeah.
Then I realized people love being around me.
Right.
Why would they love to be around me? That means it's something I'm giving.
Yeah.
But when you trace what you're giving, actually is words of what? Encouragement. You're telling everyone around you. So the teenagers were excited to be around me. The older people, by the way, I have a lot of friends who are older. They love being around me because they see I'm speaking what? A word of encouragement.
Yeah.
So I'm called to ministry. I was called to ministry when I was at campus, and then when I go to the corporate world, come to church. In the church, they said, you know what, come and lead.
Yeah.
Small groups, I did that. Then come be head of operations, I did that.
Yeah.
Then they told me, you know what, go past the congregation. Now that was a new whole ball game.
Yeah.
Because as a pastor, the most important thing you're doing with people is to what?
To encourage them.
To encourage them.
Yeah.
Then, as I was doing that, I went and did my master's in organizational leadership.
Yeah.
What was I looking for? My vision is to empower people to unleash potential.
Awesome.
So how do you empower people? By giving them good words. By unearthing. You see, potential is not created. Potential is already within.
Yes.
So how do you unearth it? It's the words.
Yeah.
It's the word that tells man.
It's the same thing they did for you when they told you that you're a leader.
Yes.
The potential was there.
Was there.
You hadn't recognized it yourself.
Absolutely.
And then a word comes, opens your eyes, opens your spirit.
Yep.
You're like, wait a minute. Yeah, it is there.
Yes. Because words, Lawrence, draw out. If it's negative, it kills it. A positive word does what? It draws potential.
Yeah.
So they started doing that. So I went did my master. One of my elders, Robbie, we're talking about leadership and all that. He says, go do it.
Yeah.
I said, okay. I went and did it.
Yeah.
In fact, he paid half of my tuition that time. I couldn't afford it.
Whoa.
So he paid it. What is he doing? He's drawing out. He's speaking words.
Yeah.
Then after I did it, then I went into consultancy. I started consulting on organizational health. Now, do you realize that I'm doing organizational health so that I come against toxic culture?
That's good.
Toxic culture is negative what? Words. You know, I laugh when I'm paid to tell people treat others well. I get shocked that I'm paid in the consultancy world, in the corporate world. I'm paid to tell people, by the way, treat others well. Speak good words to them.
Yeah.
And I carry a check.
Yeah.
That's how far we have fallen.
Yeah.
Both at home and in the workspaces.
Yeah.
That our language is very toxic.
Negative and toxic.
So from there, I realized the skill that was lacking in our corporate space, and that was executive coaching. So I studied that from Singapore, and when the whole basis of a coaching is positive psychology.
Right.
I was shocked. Now I've studied a lot of thinking, what? How come I didn't know this?
Yeah.
Now positive psychology is just telling someone that keep them focused in a positive framework. That's all you're saying.
Yeah.
What is that? Those are words. In fact, you can never coach anyone without words. And the words you're coaching them are what? Positive and possible. That's the word we use.
Yeah.
It should be positive
and possible.
So that is how the journey began. Now we've launched a church, Encounter Church. What are we doing? Giving people hope. How do you give people hope? Words. So when you say that it's a need, it is true. It's inherent.
Have you seen it as you've been pastoring people?
Yeah.
Have you seen the need for the word?
Yeah.
Not just in a Sunday sermon and so on, but maybe during the week and so on, meeting people coming to you.
Yeah.
Have you seen the need for the word, and have you seen what the word has done in the lives of people?
Yeah. Good question. I can give you countless testimonies of people who are at the verge of committing suicide.
Whoa. And the word came. People who have entered my office and said, for me, I've given up on this marriage. Yeah.
And you tell them, look, this is not the end of it. There's future for you. You can't turn it around. I've seen people who have written me a text at night and told me, Pastor, I'm done. I'm committing suicide. And I pick up my phone at midnight and tell them, John, life is going to be better. Do you believe it, Pastor? I said, yes, it's going to be better. Because we are shaped by the words we believe.
They just needed a word.
They just need a word of encouragement to tell them, by the way, tomorrow is going to be better and I'm going to be there with you. So what? So yes. Then you share with them a story when you are rock bottom and how you came up. What are you doing? Words.
Yeah.
Words change destinies. But I want to tell you something. Not only destinies, words change history. Yeah. I have a dream.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
What is that?
Whoa. I remember that speech.
It changed the face of the United States.
Today we're still quoting that speech.
We are quoting it. Words change courses of organizations, of nations. Yes, we can.
Yeah.
What is he doing? People rally behind a word.
Yeah.
Yes, we can. And the first black president you have.
Yeah.
That's how powerful words are.
Yeah.
That from the individual, it will save them from killing themselves. To this one who is discouraged, it will give him hope or her. To this one who has given up, it will lift him. Words. You've not given them money. You've given them what? Words.
It's a human thing, isn't it? It's a human thing that
it is.
We are social. We can't. It's like we can't live without words.
No, we can't. And you've said something. Let me just tell you about the science when I'm doing organizational leadership. The brain is mainly two components, but some say three, but usually two. It's what we call the limbic brain and the neocortex brain.
Yeah.
The neocortex brain is the one that does the reasoning and rationale and all that.
Yeah.
But all information is filtered through what we call the limbic brain.
Right.
It's the emotional what? Brain. All of us are emotional.
Even the men who say men don't cry.
Don't cry. All of us. All information. The first place it goes through is the limbic brain. It's the emotional part. What words do? They trigger the emotional part. That's why people say we are social beings. Social beings is because we're emotional.
Yeah.
So every word you speak. Lawrence, I can tell you that people who have spoken words that have impacted you, you still remember.
Yeah.
Up to now.
Yeah.
From childhood.
Yeah.
That's how powerful words are.
And even those ones who spoke words that hurt me.
Hurt you.
I still remember.
You still remember.
Yeah.
From childhood. That's how powerful words are.
And the interesting thing is that when someone speaks a word that hurts you, you draw away from them.
Yes.
That's why we don't encourage people in marital situations to use these negative words, sharp words against each other.
Yes.
You words. There's that saying that sticks and stones can't harm me. Words, something like that.
Yeah.
It's totally off.
It's not true.
Sticks and stones, they normally say that sticks and stones are not as powerful as words. Words are actually more powerful than sticks and stones.
Yes. I've heard married people say that.
Yeah.
You better beat me.
Yeah. Than speak.
Yes. I've heard people say that. Now, I'm not encouraging battering,
Yeah.
but I'm saying we're just trying to show you the magnitude.
The power of words.
Power of words.
Yeah.
That a word that is, you can do some random street survey. People will tell you I'm an engineer because of what? A word. I didn't go to school because of the what? Of the word. Someone told me you are stupid, you can't make it, you're wasting my money and time. It's gone. Gone. Yet there are people who are powerful today because someone just said, man, you can do it. You're a great businessman. Me, I am.
I'm going to tell you a small story.
Yeah.
If you Google, there's an Australian billionaire. I think maybe he's dead. I don't know. He's called Peter J. Daniels. Peter J. Daniels was told by his teacher that he'll never amount to anything. He's uneducable and so on.
Yeah.
And at 26 years of age, he had dropped out of school, given up. He was a bricklayer. He goes to a meeting by, guess who? A guy called Billy Graham. Billy Graham says, in passing, in passing.
Yeah.
He could have said very many things about salvation, Christ, and so on.
Yes.
But he said in passing, God made everybody equal. For some reason, Peter J. Daniels latches onto that word. He says, wait a minute. If everybody is equal, then I can be as a millionaire as the other guy, and I can be a man just like other people who are successful.
Wow.
He changes his life, goes and buys 3 dictionaries, puts one in the toilet, one in his beat-up car, and another one in the living room. Starts reading words.
Yes.
Starts studying English.
Yes.
Goes to study commerce, reads biographies and so on. Goes into business and becomes a multi-billionaire. Google that name, Peter J. Daniels. You'll find that.
And that's true. Let me tell you just a small story regarding to that. I used to be a very broke pastor. And that would hurt me because my wife one time told me, you know what, you have a lot of faith for healing and deliverance. I've never seen a man like you who believes God can heal and all that.
Yeah.
But how come you don't have faith when it comes to provision and money? Those words struck me.
Yeah.
Now, for her, she was just saying a statement. You at home.
Yeah.
I pondered on those words. I said, man, God, help me. How can I be a man of God? I'm struggling to take my kids to a school that my wife wanted us to go.
Yeah.
But my wife has just said something powerful.
Yeah.
There's something wrong. So what happened? I told myself, because I'm educated, I'm a coach, I understand the things, but I don't understand money.
Yeah.
I knew where the problem was. I knew that I grew up in an environment where the words around money were negative.
Money doesn't...
money is not important. You just get to education. After getting education, I have a master's for crying out loud, but I'm still as broke as hell.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay. Then, God in his own wisdom, I looked for mentors.
Right.
And I sat under their feet. And these are people I used to pastor.
Yeah.
The humility.
Yeah.
I can tell you for almost a year, all they did was to speak words.
My goodness.
All they did was to speak words. They'll tell you, business is very easy.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Pastor, the easiest thing to do is to business is to make money. Money is the easiest. Lawrence, do hear that statement? Hey, what?
Yeah.
Now, pastor, for you, what you do is even difficult. Healing the sick, delivering, those are difficult things. Making money is the easy. Now, they continued. They just continued.
Yeah.
Saying, it is easy. It is easy. I said, I've grown up, everyone saying, don't. You're going to lose your money. You're going to do this. Then they started telling just words.
Yeah.
By the way, what is it that you can do? I don't know. Don't say you don't know. You're very gifted. You can turn that thing into money. Then cash flow. All they kept doing, I can remember the whole year, was words. But what were they doing? They were rewiring my mind.
Yeah.
To stop thinking scarcity, to stop thinking just earning a salary, to stop thinking it's difficult, to stop thinking that money is built by a kind of another set
special
of people. They just did words. Words. I can tell you, now I'm doing the same thing. I tell people, no, you can make money. And people are looking at me and say, what? Are you sure, Pastor? I say, yeah. So, I was picked from down in hell when it came to resources by words.
Lifted you up.
Just lifted by words.
And you see now the possibility. Like you said earlier on, the potential is always there.
It's there. It's
the
words.
only thing that needs to activate it is
the word.
The right word, the right kind of a word.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And those days I used to call it, man, I don't believe in hype and all that. But the science is all over.
It's a godly thing.
It's a godly thing. It's inherent. That's why I use that word. Yeah. That we are created that way. That someone spends, because the beautiful word Bible tells us that as a man thinketh, so is he. We're a product of how we think. But then how do we think? We think through the words and the frames we've put on.
The input that comes in.
The input shapes our thinking. When someone says, man, this podcast is the best, what do? You go and look for it.
It's true. And if they tell it to me as the host, what do? I go an extra mile.
Yes.
It's like a shot in the arm, I go an extra mile and try to change and try to make it better.
Yeah, because that's fuel.
Yeah.
That is fuel. So when someone says, man, you're doing a great thing, you think, whoa, I didn't even know. What they're doing is they're giving you a shot. That is a booster. I call it a booster. I want some boosters. So instead of just going for boosters, these days I surround myself with people who are always boosting.
Yeah.
People possibilities.
Yeah.
People possibilities. When they told me your podcast and the thing you're going to do, I said, this is what I want.
Yeah.
Because from here, I have energy.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear negative things.
Yeah.
People say, no, be realistic. That's my reality.
Yeah.
Yours may be different. Mine is a reality I want to create where it's always positive.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the tough times don't come, but even in the tough times, the framework I want to put on is it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Joy comes every morning.
Yeah.
Every morning.
Let us speak into this idea. There's been a lot of bashing of motivational speakers and pastors and so on. There are quacks out there, isn't it?
Yes.
There are, what do they call it, counterfeit people?
Yes.
In this encouragement industry, in the encouragement ministry?
Yes.
They're there?
There are many. But you see, Lawrence, I tell people that they're everywhere. They're quack doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lawyers.
Doesn't mean that we don't need doctors.
Doesn't mean we don't need them.
Because one is a quack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they are everywhere. They're in every field. Just because they are there, it doesn't mean you throw out the baby and the what?
The bathwater.
And the bathwater.
Yeah.
But they are incredible encouragers.
Yeah.
They are pastors I just listen to. Not to get a revelation, a deep thing. No. They speak words and I think, wow, that's a good morning coffee.
There's some pastors and there's some speakers who, when you're in their presence, you can't sit.
No, you're on the edge. You're on the edge.
The word makes you want to stand up and go and conquer.
So yes, there are people that have entered this field that are actually false, or they are counterfeits.
What is their identity? What are they looking for?
Money.
The authentic motivator, the authentic encourager, the authentic coach, the authentic speaker. What is the authentic speaker looking for? What is the authentic encourager looking for?
Unearthing potential.
Unearthing potential, encouraging people.
Yes.
So their focus is transformation.
On the individual. They want to make sure that person is transformed.
Now there's this thing, because I've done a lot of speaking,
yes,
a lot of encouragement. I don't know if you identify with this.
Yeah.
You have just been speaking to people.
Yeah.
You feel like this aura that I have around me, this feeling that I have around me, you cannot pay me enough for it.
Yeah.
It's like you get paid when you motivate.
Yes.
As in, someone called it psychic income.
Yeah.
The motivator or the encourager, it's like they feel encouraged themselves when they're encouraging other people. Do you sense that also?
Absolutely, because you're in your zone. I tell people when you're in your zone, you don't need to be paid.
Yeah.
You have fun, and they get to pay you for the what?
For the fun.
For the fun.
Yeah.
So for me as an encourager like you, when I stand up to encourage people, recently I did some work with the Centenary Bank, and I was excited, even preparing it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Because I know what is going to happen. I'm excited to see what we are going to do.
Yeah.
And as I'm encouraging them, we're speaking about organizational performance and trust.
Yeah.
And energy is in the room. Everyone is shouting and it's just great energy. I'm also being what? Encouraged.
Yeah.
And it's scripture, by the way. It says those who pour out to others,
they get refreshed also.
They also get refreshed.
Yeah.
And the beauty about that is this, because we're in our zone. That's why purpose is very important, and I know on this podcast you deal with that. When you are in your zone, like what we're doing right now, this is not work. This is fun. This is fun.
Yeah. People ask me, why is it that you're always traveling, going to meet people, to talk to them, to podcast and so on? Where do you get all the energy from? It's like, for me, I can't help it.
Hallelujah.
I can't help myself.
Yeah.
I can't stop.
Yeah.
Why would I even start stopping?
Because you're in your zone. In golf, they say you're in your sweet spot.
Right.
Because you're in your zone, and what you're doing is a two-way.
Yeah.
As we are speaking, you're encouraging me. I'm encouraging you. So what happens is we can even talk for 5 hours.
Yeah. Just cross-pollinating one another.
We're cross-pollinating.
Yeah.
Why? Because we're building each other. With what? With words.
Yeah.
So what happens with the quack motivators? So what for them, the idea is not to encourage. The idea is not to uplift. The idea is how much can I suck out?
So they hype.
They
lie.
They will lie.
Yeah.
They will use language that is insinuating to draw. All they're doing is to draw your money. They are after They're after your wallet.
Yeah.
For us, we're after your heart.
Yeah. You becoming a better person.
Yes, that's what we are
supposed to be.
Yes, I told some of the executives in that bank where I did some work. I told them that, by the way, you can never pay me enough for this.
That's it.
That's what I said.
That's it.
I said this takes me a lot of time to prepare, but I love it.
Yeah.
So I'm doing it as a ministry. Yes, you've ticked. Yes, we paid this amount of shillings, but you can never pay me enough, because the fuel I'm going to leave there. You will say, whoa, that was amazing. And that's what happened. After that, they said, whoa, that was amazing. It was short. And yet, it was so funny. They had said, you only have 1 hour, 45 minutes to an hour. Because we want to go and have lunch. People
are tired.
People are tired. They need
hungry.
to eat. 3 hours. And I'm the one who told them, guys, we
need to go.
You said you wanted to eat. They said, no. I said, no. You said you wanted.
I get it. But you see, for you to get to that particular level, there are some things that the encourager needs to do.
Yes.
Just because you are called as an encourager doesn't mean that it's automatic.
That's true.
What are some of the things? Let's say you're speaking to entrants, new guys who are coming into the encouragement ministry.
Yeah.
And they want to, quote unquote, make it.
Yes.
In fact, they want to have a transformative impact.
Yes.
In people's lives. What are some of the things that you want them to do in order to do it as unto God and transform this world with their ministry of encouragement?
Number 1 is love people. I think for me that's the bottom line. Love people. Lawrence, love people.
If you hate people, don't even think about
it. Don't think about it.
Yeah.
What would make you drive to come to Mengo at this time early morning?
Yeah.
It's because you love people.
Yeah.
You're saying this podcast is good for my what?
People.
My people. So if you love people, that love will push you to do things that you wouldn't have done. So number 1, I would say you're an entrant, love people. Number 2, read.
Expand
your mind. We're in the world of encouraging people. So I tell people that most of the things we're trading is the words, but those words have power. So we're trading information. So we read a lot. You see the stories you're giving. You're reading a lot. So you've got to read. So I read a lot. Leadership books, entrepreneur books, business books. I just read a lot.
Daily
I'm reading. Every month I read not less than 3 books.
Whoa.
So I'm always reading stuff. And on top of that, I've not told you, I'm always listening to podcasts. I'm listening to sermons. I'm listening to conferences. So when I'm in jam and all that, I just put on something and I'm listening. So reading, what I would say is feed your mind.
Feed it. Yeah.
With the positive and right things.
And feed the spirit also.
And then feed your spirit.
Because I think the right word also comes from attune into the spirit.
Absolutely.
That's why you can go into like centenary. And I had a preacher saying that he was being taught in Bible school.
Yeah.
That you are not supposed to preach more than 30 minutes.
Yes.
And then he said, yeah, it's true. If the spirit is not involved,
yes,
30 minutes is too much.
Yes.
But like now you're talking about centenary. If your spirit is attuned to the need of the audience,
yes,
the people that you're encouraging,
yes,
and you're loving them,
yes,
then 3 hours is like a minute.
It's like a minute. When it's coming from deep, I usually say if there is conviction is a spirit thing.
Yeah.
Inside you're convicted about what you're saying.
Yeah.
We encourage us. People can see that you believe what you're saying. Oh, you went off Google and brought us
downloaded
some stuff.
Copied and pasted.
Yes. I can know that, by the way, this guy believes what is right, what he's telling us. Yeah. He has walked the journey.
Yeah.
So the third one would be walk the journey.
Right.
Because people want to learn from your life.
Your story.
What is your story?
Yeah.
So and that brings what we call authenticity. In the world where there is a lot of fakeness, quacks because of social media has created everything. You post a birthday picture that you took 4 years ago in London, and people think you are in London today. It's just so fake. Now, what is happening is people are looking for authenticity.
Yeah.
People are thinking, okay, we want something that is authentic, something that is real. So start walking the talk. Because some motivational people and people who are coaches, and they don't have a story that aligns to what they are saying.
By the way, if you watch most of these animations and the ones that they do for kids, Spider-Man and all that stuff, the hero of necessity has a backstory.
Yes.
The hero becomes so inauthentic if he doesn't have a struggle. Have you ever noticed that? All the heroes that are there and they are celebrated and people are actually encouraged by them.
Yes.
It's because they have their own personal backstory.
Yes.
Which sometimes has struggles in them. In the morning I heard you encouraging people.
Yes.
Talking about falling.
Yes.
And rising up.
Yes.
Falling and rising up. So if you met an encourager who doesn't have their own blight, so to speak, their own struggle.
Yes.
It's a bit of inauthentic. And we're not saying that all the encouragers should fall and should struggle.
I am 100% with you. We're doing life. We're not in heaven. We're doing what? Life.
Yeah.
Things happen.
Yeah.
So people are looking for, are you telling us only the rosy things, or are you telling us, man, this is what happened. I used to be broke.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Man, I had a struggle with identity. Tell us, how did it go? Because then there you're speaking a language that rhymes.
Yeah.
There's a power of rhythm.
Yeah.
It rhymes with the audience.
Right.
You say, I can
resonate with that.
I can resonate with that. And so for me, the third one would be that of being authentic. And then the fourth one I would say would be a place of get a community. Get a community of people, because we said you become the average of the people around you.
Yeah.
So get a community. Call Lawrence and say, hey, dude, can we just do some coffee? Can we? And I have learned that we use it as saying mentors. Get them. Get such a community. And I tell people that we're in a world where people are busy. Pursue them. Instead of saying, no, they will pursue me. No, pursue them. I tell people these days the future is not given.
It's taken.
It's taken. You take the future. You have everything to take it. So this business of saying, let me wait, the good time. No. The good time is when? Today and now. So have a community around you where you just call someone. You called me, Lawrence, and said, okay, let's set it up. 1 hour, let's go.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
Yeah.
What I've realized that people in our circles, they want to wait. Maybe one day the rainy day will come. No, it's raining every day. So you better have your umbrella. So those 4 things are ones that come off my mind.
Okay. Now, even as we started winding up on this episode, once in a while,
Yeah.
there is an Elijah moment
Yes.
where you have slain, you've basically performed
Yes.
so well as an encourager,
Yes.
top of your game and transformation and so on, and this is a plateau, some peak you reach and you're down,
Yes.
you're discouraged as an
Yes.
encourager.
Yes.
Have you experienced those, and do encouragers also experience those, and how do they go about it?
I'll use a story. So, my wife and I bought land many years ago, prime land around where we live, and so after that, a lot of miracles happened. But then someone had sold part of the land, and it was not their land. Man, that hit me. Having won, you've paid off the land. You're excited, and then they tell you, "Oh man, there's some decimals here, more than 20 decimals that are
not yours,
that are ours, but someone sold."
Oh,
so I'm thinking, okay, and then it becomes political. You know how it goes. Then you have this is office. So it just became messy. Man, I was hit rock bottom. Thinking, okay, what's going on? And the way I do it, or the way I used to do it when I was hit rock bottom, I just withdraw. And most men do that. You just withdraw.
Go to your man cave.
The challenge with that is that the enemy starts eating you left and right.
When you're alone.
You're alone.
Yeah.
So I started thinking, man, what's up? How could they? And you want justice and all that. But in that moment, for me, this is what helped me.
Yeah.
Someone recognized, said, "Pastor, you are withdrawn."
Yeah.
So in that moment, do not tell lies. You know that those, we call them white lies.
White lies, yeah.
So say, no, I'm okay. No. You as an encourager, if you're rock bottom, say, I don't feel okay. It's okay not to be okay.
It's like you said, we're doing life.
We're doing life. So when I said that, that lady, of course, my wife took over. We got a new strategy. We said, no. Let pastor not get involved in this. My wife, you get involved. Let your wife get involved. That was wisdom. To reduce on the emotional thing. Now, my love language is words. So words mean a lot. So just imagine going in a meeting about land issues and someone says something that is very untrue. Now, it works me.
Yeah.
Now we are wired different. For me, it will work me. I'll say, why would Lawrence lie?
Yeah.
Why? And I will stay on that for almost 2 days. So in that moment, I withdrew from the case in what is happening.
Yeah.
My wife took lead.
Yeah.
And then she would just fill me in on what is going on. So I've been in that place of Elijah. In that place, you need people to carry you.
Yeah.
So that's why surrounding ourselves with the right people is important. If you're married, your wife would be a great encouragement.
Yeah.
So for me, there were people around me, our accountability partner, my wife, that just carried us. They carried me. And by the way, after some time, everything started fading. And I was encouraged. So my advice would be, get people around you that understand you, and don't lie. Don't say I'm okay when you are not.
Macho.
Yeah, because you are always the one encouraging people. There's an expectation that you're always up there. No. It's okay for you to say, you know what, this month is not going the way I expected it, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay, because then that gives permission to people, those around you, to come and pour up into you. Yeah.
Like I wanted to ask the same thing you just said. Who encourages the encourager?
Yeah.
The encourager needs an encourager.
Absolutely.
At all times.
Absolutely. I have, like for me, I have coaches around me that are close. If I'm going through something, I can say, "Hey, Joan, I'm thinking about this. It's bothering me." Then we have a talk. Get to know the different lenses and all that. Because every time you're discouraged, this is what is happening. There is a certain context you're looking at. Maybe you need someone to tell you, did you realize there's another context around this, because we call it tunnel vision. You're always just thinking about this. You're thinking, no. What I need a TV that is Samsung.
Yeah.
You forget.
There's a range.
There's a range.
Yeah.
But in your mind, it's a Samsung. And if a Samsung is not coming through, you think the world is collapsing.
Yeah.
Until you meet Lawrence, he says, by the way, there's a Sony.
Yeah. It's better than Samsung.
It's better than a
cheaper
Samsung
price.
and cheaper. You're thinking, oh, are you sure? Say, yeah. Do you realize now you're lifted?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just perspective.
Yeah.
I've realized that life is about perspective, and words shape what we call perspective. They give us a new paradigm of seeing things. So for me, I need such a person. And the first person is my wife.
Yeah.
She's great at that.
Yeah.
She said, no, don't worry. Then I have around 3 men I'm accountable to. I'll pick up a phone anytime, and when I call, they say, okay, let's talk about it. We've just planted a church, so they'll say, okay, what's going on? I said, man, the parking is not working out well. I said, okay, what's up?
Yeah.
So they start probing a bit. So you realize the thing that you thought was too heavy.
Yeah. It's not.
It's not. Guess what?
There is a solution.
There's a solution.
Maybe readily available.
Yeah. And that's what the scripture says, that in the multitude of counselors, there's safety. There's safety. So for me, I have decided in my heart to make myself vulnerable. Contrary to many motivational speakers and pastors and coaches, they are not vulnerable. Now, I'm not saying go to everyone, but I'm saying just
be also wise on whom you are vulnerable to.
Yes. I think that's the caution I would put, the addendum I would put that.
Yeah.
That don't go to everyone, just be wise. Go to people that you've walked a journey with, especially now for the pastor who is listening, because sometimes pastors, everything is okay. No. Pastor struggles when fuel is not enough. She also struggles when food prices go up. They have gone up even in your house. So it's okay to say, man, Bwana Lawrence, man, school fees is not yet paid. And then Lawrence will start asking you some questions and say, hey, we can figure it out. Hope rises again. I think Napoleon made a statement. He said, leaders are dealers of hope.
Yes.
So I tell the people around me, I'm a dealer of hope.
Yeah.
But I also want people around me to be dealers of what? Of hope. So that then they can always speak.
Yeah.
Encouragement.
There's one thing that we need to close with.
Yes, sir.
That I think it's an accusation against those of us who are in the encouragement ministry.
Yeah.
That we quote unquote hype a lot. You go to a church sermon and all you hear is, you will be wealthy, you will be rich, and people believe. People have this childlike, so to speak, faith and belief. They just take every word hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
1 year down the line, we normally do this a lot at the beginning of the year. This is the year of prosperity.
Yes.
Now it's September.
Yes.
You're looking back in January. He said it's the year of prosperity. Where is it? As encouragers, what do we lack in when we're speaking that particular word?
Yeah.
You know, is there something we are missing to tell the people?
Yes. So what happens is we encourage words. But I tell leaders and motivational speakers and pastors, we need to put what we call, what is the skill set that I need? We have what we call the words, we have the skill set, we have the tools. So tell someone that, you know what are the skill sets you need to win this year? This is a year of increment.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes. That's the word.
That's the word.
Right.
Now, what is the skill I need for increment?
I
need to do a bachelor's. I'm giving an example. I just need to do a small course in catering.
Yeah.
Because I love food.
Yeah.
So if you want to have increment in catering, make sure you intern in Serena. I'm giving an example.
Awesome.
Because you're inquiring a certain skill set.
Yeah.
But not only the skill set, you need what we call the tools.
Yeah.
So what tools, now that I have the skill set, what tools do I need?
Yeah.
Okay, now the tools you need a charcoal stove, you need oil, you need to start a small kiosk that will cause you to do the greatest pancakes as if they are from Serena. Why? Because you pick the skill from Serena. So what you've done is you've given the word. This is a year of increment. What you've done is you've given them the skill set. I need to go to a 5-star hotel and get the skill. And then number 3, you've given them the tools they need. If you're a farmer, I'm going to tell you, man, this is the year of increment. What does that look like? Man, you better plant coffee. Let me use another. You better plant genus. Plant.
Yeah.
So now the skill set is the planting. So how do we plant maize? So you go and look for the skills. Best maize is planted. Manya should be 1 feet apart. That's the skill set. But then you need the tools. Now that tool may be a hoe, a tractor, irrigation. Those are skill set. When you combine those 3 things, people will fly.
So a good encourager should combine these 3 things.
Yes.
Just telling people, you're going to be rich. You're going to get married. You know, you're going to fly to the US and stuff like that. It's a third of encouragement.
You're just scratching.
You're just scratching the surface.
Yes.
We need to beef it up.
Yes. We need to give them skills. You're telling a woman, man, you're getting married this year. Fantastic, Pastor. Fantastic. You now give me the skills. Say, hey, the skills you need in order for you to get married is you need to be able to network. So how do you network? So I'm going to tell you, no, this business of just leaving work and come home doesn't work. Where will you get the man? I'm giving an example. So now, join Rotary, join, those social gatherings.
Toastmasters, go to sell.
Yes.
Yeah.
So go to sell, go to do something. Now you should say, now learn the skill of how do you talk to people. You're skilling them. Now this business of saying no, that man, judging him before he sees you, that's wrong. So you're giving that lady those. Then you say, what are the tools you need? How do you dress up? How do you look? Those are some of the tools you need. How do you smile? Those are things we take for granted. How do you eat food when you're with people? Because someone is watching who is a potential husband. I'm giving an example.
And you can just, switch them away by lack of skills.
Lack of skills.
The word came,
but you don't have the
skills.
So for me, I tell people that I go beyond the word.
Yeah.
And that's why when I'm dealing with my clients and I tell them, no, even my sermons I preach, I'm wondering, at the end of the day, we're dealing with 3 things. We're dealing with the mind, which is the head. We're dealing with the heart. We're dealing with the hands. So I tell every motivational speaker, touch those 3 H. Touch the heart. Touch the mind, transform something, but also leave them with something they can go and do. Yeah.
Awesome, Pastor. Thank you so much, Pastor, for sharing with us this morning on this episode. I have learned a lot. And there is quite a number of things we can go into, but time doesn't allow us. Are you open to... Now, as you are a coach, an executive coach, are you open to people getting in touch with you?
Absolutely.
If people wanted to get in touch with you, how do they get you? What service do you offer them, and so on?
So in the corporate space, I do a lot of leadership executive coaching, but I also do trainings in leadership and organizational culture.
Okay.
They can call my number. 0782 38 52 64.
Plus 256. Yes. 782 32
52 38 52 64.
Okay.
And or they can send me an email, alphalead 2017 at gmail.com. Okay. Alphalead 2017.
How do you spell alphalead? LLALPHA?
Yes. LEAD.
Okay, leading. It's from leading.
Yes.
Alphalead at Gmail.
Alphalead 2017.
Alphalead 2017 at gmail.com. All right.
Yeah, or they can send Encounter Church UG at gmail.com.
Encounter Church UG at gmail.com. That's one word.
Yes.
All right, friends, we've come to the close of today's episode. We've been hosting Pastor Kimuli, and he's done a wonderful job. He's also not only a trainer but also an executive coach who is certified by the International Coaching Federation. Well, next week we talk to another encourager, but until then, may God bless you and keep you, make His face to shine upon you, and grant you peace. Remember your head, your heart, and
your hands.
Your hands. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.